I am not too sure who is going to join us this Sunday evening for our live, but we are going to be doing a Blue Peter style. Now you're like, what does that mean? Well, it's a program that used to be on in the UK, and they'd always say, here's one I prepared earlier. So I have 5 pieces in front of me, all at different stages, and we are going to be working with the one in front tonight, which is the white one, and then we're going to work our way through the different layers. Hopefully we will be able to get them all done this evening. If not, we will continue it next time. Now I have the wonderful, you will know as PS, or Sandy, a friend, who is going to be doing moderator for me if I've set it up correctly. So hello Jane, hello Patricia. It's a little bit different this time because you're not going to see me because of the nature of, hello Maria, that we are working with resin. So behind the scenes I'm just mixing up my resin here. Now I just want to remind everybody to please when working with resin, use a respirator. For the purpose of today, unfortunately, for me to be able to speak to you and not sound like I'm Darth Vader's wife. Hello B. I've kept my mask off, but I've got all my ventilation open and I'm wearing other PPE. Just want to say that hashtag disclaimer. Hello Carol. It's a little bit strange not seeing just the products in front of us, but it will get exciting soon. Hello Anne-Marie. Hey, here she is. And it seems to be working because we've got the moderator symbol next to you. So the wonderful PS, I know where Paula, she'll be helping, because if I'm very distracted with my resin process, she'll make sure that she engages you all, and make sure you feel very welcome. But if you haven't already, any thumbs up will help me and my channel. That would be appreciated. And other than that, thank you to all my wonderful members. So I'm going to adjust my camera angle here. Now, there's a couple of things. Hello, Jeanette. Thank you so much for loving my work. I love all the supporters in here. So there's a couple of things that we're going to get. We're probably going to go on a journey. And I can't control what the end result will be, but I'm hoping we're going to get to this stage here. And then this will have its final coat. But that's what we're going to be working on. And I'm going to show you my different processes I take to get there. Now, because I'm mixing it fairly quickly. Oh, there we go. Hey, Siri, stop. I'm going to have bubbles. Hey, Siri, stop. Sorry if that's making yours go off. So there's going to be bubbles. Normally, I would let my resin settle and for there not to be bubbles there. But because we're going to try and move through this pretty quickly, the good thing is we're going to be doing lots of layers. So if we have bubbles on this or if it goes astray, we will work on it. Now, look at this. First hashtag disclaimer. When I put my masking tape across here for my centerpiece and I painted my horizon line, I did it at the bottom here. Look. But I'm not too stressed because the ocean will go over that. But what I'm going to do is show you what I've done to prepare. And we are going to mix up different batches of resin, probably every second one, just so I've got time. So I've taped up the bottom. I've given them a prime of white. It's not very good, that bottom one. And I've tried to cover up my sin. But all I'm going to do now, I've got my tape and my horizon on. I'm just going to paint in a very fine or thin line with, this purple here. Happy Mother's Day to people who are celebrating it in other areas of the world. Now, don't worry, this resin has got plenty of time for this to continue to work. And what I mean by that is my acrylic paint will dry very quickly, so it's just going to have a very thin line on it. You don't have to do this. I just find that it'll still come through the resin enough to guide you when you're going to be working with these. Now, most of this will be covered up, but it will continue to help the process. So I'll show you the different stages we're going to do. So the first one is called slap it on. Now, what do I mean by that is the first one for me is really just about mapping out your colours and trying to work on where you are. So we're going to try and get to this stage, which is, you can see my horizon line. I've put my tones on there. That'll stop any air bubbles coming up, and it starts to help you understand where your ocean and your skyline is going to be. So I'm just going to remove my tape And what I am going to do is separate my colours. I've got my, people that know me saw that I was washing up my silicone cups today. So that means that I can use them. My camera angle's really awkward for me. So what am I going to use? Just a couple of colours for the first one. I'm going to use the yellow, marigold, orange, a little bit of the deep pink, and a little bit of the blues. So this is all I'm going to use for the base to start with. So I'm just going to spread those colours and spread my resin into the different cups. Sorry, it's like patting my head and rubbing my tummy. So I'm just going to separate my colours. I believe I've got more than enough resin here. Surprisingly, 100 mils would do roughly 2 boards, and it's hard to get your head around really, because you think, no, that can't be right, you're going to need 3 more. Well, it is right. So I'm going to use mainly my yellows and a little bit for the blue, a little bit for the pink. And the good thing is we should be able to use these cups over and over. Just give them a quick wipe round. And I'm going to trust that you are all happy and in the capable hands of Paula while I just continue to measure this out. And then I'll quickly check the dialogue every so often. I can see a little bit of text coming up in front of me, but not a lot. And then hopefully we've mixed up enough. So there will be downtime in between mixing the different batches of resin. I could have mixed enough for everything in one go, but then I would have really been pushing the stress levels for me trying to get this all done for you. And I'd rather do it right and have some fun along the way. And if it takes a long process to do this with you, what I can do is cut it and do it over a couple of weeks. So I am now just going to be cleaning my cup out. Reason I'm doing that now is I use it over and over. Now, people who are proficient in resin, you may know some of this already, but I have a lot of new subscribers. So I just get one kitchen towel wipe it around, and that removes most of your resin. And it just means if it's curing or when it's time to clean, you only then need one alcohol wipe and you're good to go. And I think part of what we're going to try and do today is show you some efficiency with some of the processes. Now, I've put a lot of work into the preparation for tonight. I'm hoping that it's going to pull off, because I've done, what have I done recently? I've been doing Jesmonite. Sorry, I'm just walking away. You just got to imagine me walking around and grabbing things. I thought I'd got my wipes ready, but I hadn't. Sorry, behind the scenes, just getting my alcohol wipes. You'd see me stressing now, just trying to pull them out. Anyway, if I do this now, it's going to save us time for the next setup. How's everybody feeling anyway? Hello, Sue. Glad you made it. Welcome. So these came from the little plywoods, circular ones. I actually got them off Amazon. There's a pack of 6, I believe, and you can get square ones or circle ones, and they're designed for clock faces. So I think that was a question that people were asking, and I've managed to maintain the integrity of the hole on them all apart from this one, but I'll just get my drill and go through there. And I am now going to be adding the yellow. So let me show you. It's a beautiful one. I'm using the Resin Art. You know, I'm continuing my love affair with them. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape or form, but I did buy these colours specifically for a sunset. So we have the yellow, obviously, and I am going to start popping that on here. Now, when I do my sunsets, again, I only do them the way I enjoy doing them. You be free to do whatever you want, however you want. But for me, when I'm doing mine, I try and find a little bit of symmetry. So I've got my horizon line. As I mentioned, it's going to still show through the colours. So you're always going to have that guide now. Now with your holes, you can put a little bit of latex around them, or you can put some Vaseline on the inserts. That'll stop them falling in. When I've worked on clocks on my big pieces, it was a solid board, and then I got my nail to drill the holes. But I wanted to see, what are these clock boards actually going to be like? And the challenge for me was, when you're working on a big piece of canvas, it was beautiful because it meant that I wasn't limited to the image. And the one thing I have found challenging but interesting on these smaller ones is, how do you get a purposeful image with resin on such a small canvas and still have it look somewhat right? Now, another tip I do when I'm working on my sunsets, I'm now going to mix my orange in there. I've used enough yellow. I don't believe I'm going to need any more yellow, but I'm actually going to add a little bit of my marigold directly into my yellow. And what that'll do is it'll create its own colour, but it'll bring a lot of the tones through. So I have a little wipe nearby, and I'm just going to use my stick over and over. The more waste, or should I say, the least amount of waste we can create. So I'm getting myself in a little bit of a disarray already. Basically, nobody wants to tidy up, do they? So the less waste, less clearing up. So all I've done there is I've added a little bit of the marigold directly into my yellow. And we are going to spin it around, and hopefully we're going to make a... Now the marigold is like a deep yellow. It's like a buttercup for me. So we just got a nice tone there, and we're going to be adding in a little bit more, and we'll run our stick through. I think this is where I might have to see if there'll be some local people soon, when we're not restricted to lockdown, to come and be mixing my resin up. Anyway, I hope you're well, and I can see 37 people joining me, and I'm so grateful for that. Stick with me. This might look nothing special at the moment, but this is going to evolve. I've got 5 different pieces that we're showing you that I've done in preparation. So in true Blue Peter style, it will be, here's one I prepared earlier. But I wanted to show you I wanted to give you the opportunity to see my full processes. Ask any questions along the way, as long as I've got the time to answer them. If I don't get to answer all your questions or comments in here, I will make sure I read back chat. But I have the wonderful, you'll see PS in there, which is my moderator. And what she will be doing is also trying to answer any questions, or be the hostess with the mostest, and keep you all entertained as we do this. Now, you can remember your sides, but you don't have to. It's all a personal choice. Well, I'm going to do it now because I've got the luxury of time. This time I'm only working on one board at once. When I started this project in preparation, and there is going to be a tutorial video as I'm from behind the scenes for these pieces I did make. What you are going to see is on that video, I first start off with 5. So trying to do all 5 when you mixed up your resin in one go, that makes it hard. So we're coming in with the orange now, and again I'm going to add the orange into the into the pigments already made. So that had originally the yellow in there, then it's had the marigold, and now I've added the orange. I'm going to add a little bit more clear resin. I don't need a lot at all. And I've kept my resin clear, and I'm only adding pigment as I need it, just so that if I do have any left, I might be able to get onto the second one without having to mix some more. So I hope because it's so close to me, the camera keeps going in and out of focus. I do apologise, but I figured you want to see the resin more than you do me tonight. But that's made a beautiful little colour, and we're bringing through all those tones again. And then what I will do is get my little stick and brush it through. Now, normally with my resin, I'd just slap it on, but because it's such a small board, I'm trying to put a little bit of control in place. Now, if you were working on this at home, hopefully you'd just be working on one board and not 5 as I did to start with. And then that way you can be more precise. And I know that resin's expensive, and people don't want to spend, or should I say, do more layers than is necessary when it comes to resin. But if you really want to take a really nice painting and make it a great painting, I think that you have to consider layers. Now, that might just be me, but I don't think you can replicate the amount of depth I've got in the very end one if you just did 1 layer or maybe 2 layers. But if that's what you want, stick with it and have fun with it. The most important thing is just getting your colours on your canvas to start with and start working with it, and then look at it somewhere. Like when you keep walking past it, then you'll work out, I don't like that, or I do like that, or I want to change this on the next layer. And you just learn from doing, but having fun. Now I'm going to move on to my pinks now, so I'm going to have to start a new container. Bought 3 different colours, and I have only just used 1 silicone cup so far, and only 1 stick, cleaning it off in between. I might leave that there just in case we do have any more colours for the next one. We might not. I'm just going to just blend these colours through a little bit. Now the first layer, believe it or not, you don't really see too much of it as it comes through, but it does actually still come through. So each one of my layers adds value to the next layer, because some of the pigments will show through or not, and it just adds to some of the depth or some of the different tones or blending. So it's like a happy little accident. Sorry, I'm just trying to remove some of that there, but you don't have to worry, Sharon, because you've got another layer coming. All right, so we are now going to be adding the deep fuchsia pink. Hello, Johnny. Hello, everybody else that's joined that I've not had chance to say hello to. I will be back shortly to chat and look at questions between each layer. This is the first layer of 5 that we're doing. And for people that haven't seen it, I'm just going to lift my camera up. We've got these different stages, and I'll get you to that end stage where we add our glitter at the end and just do the top coat. So that's what we are hoping to get to. So stick with me. If I know that time's important, and it could be Mother's Day for some people somewhere in the world, so if you do need to leave at any time, thank you for your time you have been with me. And if you don't get a chance to watch it all now, you can always come back and watch it later when you've got time. All right, so now I've decided that the dark blue I'm going to mainly get to come through on not the final layer, the next layer. It was like my moving sun for me last time. It just kept falling off. But I think we will still have an opportunity to build it in. So the thing you do need to do is is separate your purple or your blue, which colour you're going to use, from your orange. You don't want to make too much of a muddy colour. Happy Mother's Day for everybody as well that is in here today. I hope that you have felt special and loved. It's not Mother's Day here in the UK, but I think it is in Australia, and I'm not too sure where else it is in the world. So if it is, just let us know if it is Mother's Day. All right, so to create a purple, I am now going to add into the same cup as this my midnight blue, just a little splash of it, but we're going to just mix up our own purple. Sorry, it's just off camera there. Alrighty, and then once I've done this, we're just going to do a quick blow, not literally, but get my heat gun over it, blend it together, pop any air bubbles, and then I'm going to swap it out, and we're going to move on to out of focus stage 2. I do love mixing these colours together and bringing through the tones. You might not see it, but it's got a nice purple now. It looks blue still, but in angles, there's a nice little shimmer coming through, so it should tone through nicely. With this, you do have to be sparing. On one of my pieces, it went quite low, so I had to damage deal. Now, you never know. I might have to damage deal in here, so you'll get to see my techniques of what I do, but I fight until there's no fight left in there. And then if I really feel that I've messed it up, because sometimes you can just take your painting too far, you just come and put another layer on it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? All right, so this is what I call the flat, boring stage of the process, because it's not really giving you much image-wise. All it's doing is giving your plywood its first coat, so it's removing any bubbles for the next layer. You've got over your fear of creating, because you're now putting colours and mapping out your composition. So the main point of this layer is just to work out where's your sunset going to go, what colours are you working with, and start building it up from the bottom. So this layer is just about done. And then we'll swap over. I'll see if there's any questions to be answered. So what have I done? I had 100 mils of resin mixed. I've still got that in there. And I've still got these here. So if I'm quick, I'll be able to use these for the next layer. But if it starts to get a bit cray, we won't. So I'm just going to clear up my station. I'm all fingers and thumbs. And I'm going to get my heat gun and just blow it around. I'm just going to swap my gloves off because I am terrible at sticking up my devices. So it's time for a glove swap time, in my opinion. P.S. or my wonderful little moderator, I hope you're doing okay and this is not stressing you out and you are still enjoying the live this evening. You can use hair dryers, you can use anything. Today I'm actually not using my really strong one. I'm using one of these basic crafting ones. I don't need any major power on here. I'm just going to go, sorry, a bit noisy. All right, and all I'm going to try and do is force a little bit of movement, but still try and be fairly controlled. This is where I lose my blue or my purple. And with the ocean, you don't want to move it around as much, but I am going to get a stick. So most of my focus on this part is the top area, because what I'm trying to do is get the sky or the clouds to look like they're coming down a little bit here and create a little bit of movement. I've lost a lot of my blue, which I'm not too worried about because we'll be adding that next layer. But when it comes to my ocean, I'm just going to get a clean stick because I don't want to be making any mud. And we're just going to drag it through. Just to start giving you that illusion of maybe waves or rippling, but trying not to drag my blue through at this stage. So it'll stay fairly simple and it'll stay like this, but you're already starting to see in your mind's eye where your painting's going to go, and drag some of that pink down into the purple or vice versa. And you're trying to balance the top with the bottom where possible, but you can correct that later. So layer one done. All right, this is where I have to be careful not to stick it up. And I'm going to bring in the set version of layer one, and we're going to move on to layer two. Now I have measured, should I say I have weighed. There it is. So it's safely sat over there. I did pre-level them all, so I know where it was going to be going. And we are now going to be moving on to this one here. Now I should have got enough resin here to be, have I? I reckon I will. So what I'm going to do is make sure I've got nothing on my hands, so just give them a clean. So here's what I prepared earlier, as in Blue Peter style. So this one was already cured, so this is layer two. Sharon, did I tape the backs? Yes, I did. There you go. They're all taped, ready. Yeah, these are going to be clocks. And my holes are intact, look, so we're doing all right. But we are going to come through. My fear is I'm not going to have enough. So I'm just going to rub around with some clear. The reason I'm doing clear now is I want to protect some of the colours under there. And I want to start manipulating the image. So I try not to flood it too heavily because I am going to be adding some pigments in there. But at the same time, I am trying to start... Oh, just dropped some right down my hole. That sounded really bad, didn't it? Oh, dear me. That's going to keep me chuckling for ages. Oh, dear me. Oh, nobody wants resin down the hole, but unfortunately it did. So when I talked about it earlier, we talked about the... you can put latex around it, you can put Vaseline around it, or you can just do what I'm doing, is taking care, because I do have a Dremel drill, so I will just... No, you don't want to bug up. So... Sorry, I'm just losing it here. What I'm doing now behind the scenes is I'm just looking to make sure I've got an even coat around there. It is important because once we start adding that colour, I want to make sure I'm controlling where it's going. So I'm just making sure all the corners have been touched, all here. And what I'm going to do now is get the heat on it again. The reason I'm putting the heat on, we're still laughing about it. The reason I'm putting heat on it now is, one, it removes all the bubbles, but two, when you're trying to protect areas and now start to control areas, when you've heated it up, it's going to help the colours bleed into each other, and that's what we're looking for here. So I'm going to put the noise on, so watch your ears if you're sensitive. Okay, so in this space now, oh, we lost focus there. So in this space here, what I'm going to try and do is bring in some more of the orange, I feel. Now, this is where you get a bit creative. So this colour here, I'm just going to add a little bit more orange around here. And this is where I have to consider where the sun's going to go as well. So we are going to be putting the sun in at this stage. Now, in my mind as well, you want some of your clouds to be coming down at angles, and it gets smaller as it goes down. Going down. But what you have to remember is your resin will continue to move. So you have to build in sort of a buffer zone of where your resin will go to. But if it does go out of control, don't worry. You've got another layer that you can do to bring it back as you want it. And I do one more final layer for the clouds and for the ocean. So this is just really bringing in a little bit more formation and trying to protect some of that area there. I'm trying to think. I'm going to put my sun on last because we all know last time it crept. But what I am doing as well is thinking about balancing out. If I am adding clouds at the top, I might bring in the colours so it roughly represents what I'm doing at the top. So it's always thinking about balance. Always thinking about balance. And then I'll definitely have to mix some more resin. So I'll have 3 minutes where I'll be able to speak to you all and see what's been going on in chat. But I hope you're enjoying this. Again, my way is not the only way. It's all down to personal choices and things like that and what you enjoy doing. So just have fun. Work with colours that you enjoy. Work with stuff that inspire you. All right, I think that's it with the orange, because I want to add my pink again, but I am going to have to mix some of that up. So sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. So what I do need to remember is I need do I need my sun at this stage? Yes, I do. So what I'm going to do now is put a tiny little bit of clear in here, the tiniest of little bit, and we'll start with the buttermilk, and then we'll do the white. So literally it's touching the bottom. And I think that's the thing when you're doing anything like this, it's restraint. Are you restrained enough? And we know what dramas I had with the sun last time. So what we're going to try and do is keep the sun in place. So I might apply it at the very, very last bit. Because at the minute, although the resin has been stood there for a little while now, hasn't it? I am going to have to clear these cups out soon. All right, so I do need my white to be purely white. So again, just the tiniest of little bit. It's like, why do you bother, Sharon? Well, I only need a little bit for the sun. Actually, no, yeah, I do. Actually, no, I'm going to use it all. That was a waste of a cup. I'm going to use it all because what I can do is add a bit of yellow into it and do a few more highlights for the yellow. So I think I saw somebody ask what's my typical working time. This particular resin I'm working with today, I can get 30 minutes, but I can see that it's already starting to go treacly because I've already used it for the other layer that I've done. Yeah, so, but the good thing is when you're sculpting like this, you want it to be quite tacky anyway. So we get into the stage where it'll be time to call it a day, Sharon. All right, so we got white. Oh, sorry, sticks in the way. So we got white there. And we got buttermilk, so that's going to be good to go. Now what I want to do is add a little bit of yellow, which will be in that. And then have I got my, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of my colour schemes that I've got here. Yeah, so we're going to add this time, sorry, just thinking out loud. I've got things that are not in my normal order. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but when your work studio set up or when you are working on stuff, it's normally in a certain order. And you have your flow or you have your groove. And at the minute, I'm like, oh, I'm reaching to areas where it wouldn't normally be. All right. That's all right, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. All right. So we're going to add a little bit more with the, this one is the deep pink. And again, it's just going to create depth with what's underneath. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue because that'll give us that dramatic effect. And then when we come and do the next layer is adding the red and the lighter pinks, which gives you that nice warm sort of colour. So I'm going to add a little bit more here of the pink, but I'm going to try and be quite restrained in this area. So I mixed up 100 ml and I'll have done 2 boards basically and some leftovers, but I don't have time to slap the leftovers unfortunately into moulds this time because we're in a Blue Peter style. So we are just balancing up. And then I will add a little bit more blue, which we had some of that pre-mixed up. Yep. Which is good. All right, tiny little bit here. Very restrained. Tiny little bit there. There. I think I might just balance up. Now the reason I do the lights and the darks like that is when you blow them with a heat gun, it should give you a sense of depth because of the lights and the darks. It's just a trick of the eye really, is what I'll say. All right, I forgot the bottom. All right, so at the bottom, but be careful not to get it into your yellow or your orange. We don't want to make a brown. And the ocean, we don't need necessarily, we're not going to blow that out so much. That is mainly going to be just heat, getting rid of the bubbles. And then once we've blown this out, I'm then going to place my sun. And hopefully the sun will stay where it's meant to be. So watch your ears for noise again. All right, I'm going to try and blow those, just this area here. So you might look at that and say, well, what have you done, Sharon? Like, I have done stuff, honestly. There is definitely more movement in that sky. So we are going to just let that calm down a little bit. And then I am going to put my sun in there and then we'll just add a little bit more yellow. So I reckon that my sun, to match up with the others, needs to be about here. Now cross your fingers and say a prayer to the resin gods that he is going to be kind to me. And then we'll add a little bit of white. And then the last thing is I'm just going to add some yellow to the buttermilk. One spot goes a long way because it keeps blaring out. So the reason you do the white in on top of the buttermilk is it just gives you that illusion of the sun blazing. So the sun won't look really dramatic at this stage. it is really just to pop where it's going to be, ready for the next layer for the composition. So I am just going to be adding my yellow into the buttermilk. I'll wipe my cloth so I can use it again. And we are just slowly building up our layers, and that sense of hopefully holiday vibes, sunsets. And all right, so if I mix too near the camera you can't see it, but all right, so we've got a little bit of a nice yellow there, and I'm just going to come, because it's really, you see how it's curing now, it's not dropping off. All right, so I'm just going to drag a little bit this way. Maybe go over the sun a little bit there. Maybe this way. Just a little bit here. And then I'll just do one little blast. Oh, I'm scared of blasting near my sun. Let me just do this, sorry. I'm just sort of swiping it and moving it, because I really don't want to have to... So here I'm not happy. Let me get a clear one. It's just lost its shape a little bit. All right, so I'm going to leave it like that. Just having a little look. Just needs me to get a little bit of a touch in there. And then we are going to put that to one side. And then we're going to go on to the next layer of this that has then, what am I trying to say? Has already cured. Because I did that the other day. I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. It's the beautiful thing about it. If you're unhappy, wipe it off. And again, that will be covered up anyway with the next layer, which I will do a video so you get to see these ones done. I think my son's travelling, people. All right, here we go. All right, now I'm going to swap this one out with the next layer, but what I am going to do is maybe turn my camera around while I'm cleaning up, because I need to reset now. So, I keep breaking my gloves. All right, so we need to move this one safely out of the way, and then we'll do the Blue Peter. Here's one I prepared earlier. All right. So, here's the one I prepared earlier. I'm going to be working on that one, but I'm now going to put this one safely out of the way at the back to my pre-leveled area. I'll just show you there. So there's just two. So we've got 3 more to go, but what I need to do is just clear my area. Yes, so I'm going to be able to clean all these out now, reset and regroup. So what I might do is just flip the camera around here, which might scare you because my hair's in an awful mess today. But I shall do that for you all. Let me see if I lift it up. Ah! My stick's not willingly coming up. All right, let's do this. So we still... Oh, sorry, people. So stick with me. We have 3 more layers to go. There we go. Got my hair. Oh, this is how I stop my long hair falling in resin. Now, as I... Oh, it's terrible. So I am going to be checking what's been said, but cleaning up and ready, and then we'll start to mix some more resin, and then we have 3 more layers to go. Mother's Day is once a year. Yes, sit with me watching Sharon. I will do my best. No, it's not cut. Honestly, it's very long, look. It's just, It's in plats, but my plats keep falling falling over. But what I am going to do is clean up. How have you all been anyway? How are you going? Thank you so much, Paula, for entertaining the guests, because I'm sure I have been absolutely not focused on what people have been saying or asking, but I'm just going to bring up my stuff to this area. You can get a sneaky, you can see a sneaky behind the scenes what I'm working on next there. I'll try not to reveal too much, otherwise you won't come back and watch it. I'm sure you're trying very well. So when I'm cleaning out my silicone cups, you just get that one wipe, give it around, and then you have one alcohol wipes and you've got most of it out. And to me, I prefer to do that, because if I leave it like I did with the other ones and I am cleaning them out in this, it's not good once they're all cured. I prefer to get them out and then I'm on top of it all. That's my opinion anyway. But also, time to do a hashtag disclaimer. Please, please, please do wear a respirator when working with resin. I do, but for the purpose of this video, I can't. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to hear me while I'm doing it. But I've got windows and doors open to make sure I am in a good place. Oh, it seems a shame to waste this resin. Just bear with me. Oh, sorry, went out of sight. I have no option, I'm afraid. I've got to dump my little bit of resin that I've got, because it's nearly all cured anyway. It's like treacle, but I do want to wash out these cups and reuse them for 3 more layers. Now, I have to confess that when I was painting the acrylic on the final stage this morning, my dolphins were being a right pain for me. It was really hard to get them in such a small picture in proportion. I kept wanting to go hard and big, and it wasn't great. It's very hard to paint miniature, for me anyway. I'm normally bright and large. Now, has anybody got any questions? Oh, you want to see my stir sticks? They are basically cocktail mixing sticks, and you just use them over and over and over again. I really like them. Are you laughing at my hair? I wasn't meant to be on camera today. Oh dear, dear me. Dear me. They're the Best Buy. You can buy them, I think they're about £7 or £8. But you get a pack of 30 or 50, and that should set you up for life. The hardest thing is these silicone cups. If you leave them too long, like I did, and it's so sticky, you almost need to leave them till I look like I'm from Sweden or something. Don't hate me, people, if you're from Sweden, because of what I've just said. Oh, this gives me a nice welcome break, though. Takes the pressure off before the next couple of layers. And if we feel it's taking too long and you want me to do the rest next week, we can. Or if you're happy for me to continue, I will. But yeah, we're good to go with that one. That one's all now cleaned up. But I just can't concentrate if my work area is messy. It gets me really stressed. And then I focus on the mess and then I make mistakes. So resetting is something I'd recommend that you do, in my opinion. Maybe that's just me. And maybe if other people were tidy, they wouldn't create beautiful things. But this is a nice welcome break. So I'm just going to have a little look at chat, what's been said. So please continue. Carry on regardless, I say. Carry on regardless. I will do. Thank you. Hello. Does everybody else like my look? I think I should be starting the new trend with my hair like this. I really do. I mean, does it make me look younger? Oh, dear me. I'm just hoping with alcohol wipes. I am just hoping that when we get to the acrylic stage and I'm painting it on, that it's going to be kind for me. So far the resin seems to be Princess Leia, a very dodgy Princess Leia. Although I did do a video clip once when it was May the 4th last year, not this year. with me doing the old Princess Leia look. Oh, dear me. This is where I need an assistant here to be just getting the next stuff ready for me. I swear, honest to God, I am behind the scenes. I'm not behind the scenes, you can see me. I'm working hard to get it all clean and reset, but it takes a while. I could use disposable cups, but I'm like, no. Not after I spent an hour cleaning all my moulds today. Oh. What am I missing in chat? Yeah, do you know what? The moulds are so handy to keep to one side, Johnny. Normally I would put any spare resin I've got in there, but because I've worked on 2 pieces, it is just cured. Where's Neil? Now, Kim, good question. My Neil has still been working on the patio. He's been out all weekend while I've been painting. I've been making him cups of tea, though. Made his tea, making sure he feels loved and supported while I paint up here. So he is going to be in the bath. I have asked him to turn up to Alive in the future, so he will. Just that he's trying to get this patio done. It's a massive area he's working on, and he's doing a fantastic job. He'll be having a bath soon, so we'll see him walk past. Oh my wordy, wordy, wordy. I'm having to use alcohol wipes rather than just my kitchen towel because it was such like treacle in here. I've lost a lot of people now, look. They're like, I don't want to watch you clean. I wouldn't want to watch me clean either, even though I have got weird hair. All right, we're on the final one. Yeah, that one's clean. No. I found 2 more with stuff in. Oh, that's not good. And this close-up of me probably no good. Hello, Mona from Vancouver. Where is everybody from? Give me a little shout out. Where are you from? How many UK people do we have in here? I'd love to see where we are in the world. Oh. What I might do is with the next one, if I end up having resin left over, what I might do is put my top coat on the one. I missed my bin. Oh dear me. I'm not really chatting much, am I? Totally global tonight. I love it. New Hampshire, USA. Nice. Welcome. In the garden, you'll need a shovel. Tatty. Oh, that's so funny. Oh. State Colorado. Durham, Northeast England. Yes. It gets me excited when I get an English person on here. I've said it before. I love, love, love supporters from all over the world. It's not about where you're from. But I tend to have more supporters in America, Canada and Australia than I do in UK. So every time I get a UK person, I'm like, get in there. It's nice to have your support. Well, hopefully we'll get a few more people back in here as soon as we get on with the art. For the people that is watching this on back view tomorrow, I'm sure you'll have skipped this bit. I would have as well, so I don't blame you. And for the people that are sticking with me throughout it all, you're amazing. Thank you very much. It's like I've got my best friends here with me. Alrighty, the workstation's just about reset. I've just got to mix up some resin. And it's quite a nice stage really. We basically only need to, I've got to do one where we're bringing in the pinks and the reds to warm it up. The other one I've got to paint on my acrylics. So I don't have to do that, and then I just have to do my 100ml of that. So yeah, 100ml is going to be plenty. I'm going to have loads left. Very brilliant. All right, let me get my colours in order so I don't mess up. Getting all excited as I do. And look, you got really close to my hair there. You could see all my roots. Neil needs to do my roots, people. Oh, dear me. All right, let me see where I am. Just my lollipop sticks to clean. It's just like, when you're doing one project, not so bad. When you're doing multiple straight after each other, I do have to reset. I've had a few, is it? What was it we called it last time? It's not hot flushes, it's an energy surges. Had a couple of those. Not too bad. All right. While I'm mixing my resin, I might just keep you this way, and then what we'll do is shoot you back the other way so you can see what we're doing. I think then this stage that you're going to see now is a power surge. That's the one. Thank you very much. I think this is the exciting stage. And why is this the exciting stage, Sharon? Because this is where you start to add, I really think the depth really comes and the beautiful colours. So I've just got I'm using Mastercast on this one. I've run out of the other ones. My old trusted Mastercast, which is a 1-to-1 resin. And the reason I'm bent down at the minute is I am just measuring out 100 ml. And I want to know, has anybody used these clocks before from Amazon? I've not used this board. I think it's a thick enough MDF that it won't warp. If you're new to resin, that is something you have to consider. If you use very thin boards, they will warp, even if it's not instantly. As soon as heat comes, because it is plastic, it's going to bend your board. So, something for you to think about. Another hot tip there. I'll check the comments again soon. Hello, Sue. Hello, all the members. Lovely to see you here. All right. Apologies if I set your Siri off now, but hey, Siri, set timer for 3 minutes. I'd love to know how many. Have I set anybody's off? I'm just mixing this. So, hashtag disclaimer, if you have joined just, you know, wear a ventilator. I'm not applying much heat. I've got my door open and my window open. I would definitely wear a respirator, but because of the purpose of this live video, I don't have good audio set up to be able to do that. So please, please, please do not follow my example in here. Hello, Zeus. He's outside the door, not in. But yeah, I'm going to have a little look. What's been up to? Good advice. Canvas, terrible idea. Canvas, ooh. It can be done, but you have to stick things in its back, and then you could get a curve or a bow in there. Is that you, Neil? Are you dressed? I wanted to say hello to you. Come and say a quick hello. He's about to have his bath. I said he would do, but he's walking past and he's dressed, so he can come and say hello to you all. We're asking about you.
Evening all.
Where's he been? Been out there doing. Is that it? Very quick.
Meet me cheese.
You go and have your cheese and eat your bath. I have promised. Well, I have asked him, and he will come and do a guest appearance in a couple of weeks when he's finished it. They're all saying hello, Neil. He's saying hello back. How's he doing? He's probably very tired, bless him, from working on laying patio all weekend. He's never done one before, and he's doing a fantastic job. It's a lot of hard labour for him. Anyway, I am about to flip you around the other side, so take a look at my hair for the last time in this beautiful haircut. It's not really a haircut, people. Canvas board, you can work it on canvas. I think the biggest thing is very thin boards. I wouldn't recommend you using that for resin. I did it on one of the pieces, one of my really nice pieces. I had to stick it with glue to another board and then resin it to stop it bending, because it just, over time, look at those sticky hands. You like my hairstyle? It's not really, it's not most admired. It was, how can I get it off of stop it falling in the resin as I'm working. Oh, yeah, you want, oh, margaritas. Oh yeah. Now there are so many air bubbles in this. Normally I would let it set. You've been married to your Neil 34 years. At least both sides are equal. All right. I think my Siri's going to go off. There it is. Hey Siri, stop. All right, let's continue this journey. I'm going to flip you around and you're going to see Blue Peter style. Here's one I prepared earlier. I'm going to get you lowered down. Let's keep going. This stand's not the best stand. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get it to stop. Oh my God, he was so helpful. That's what I said to him. Can you please, please, please? So for people that's just joined me, we did layer 1 and then we came and did layer 2. We're now working on layer 3. Then you'll see me painting my trees and then congratulate. That's because I saw your comment saying congratulations. And then we will put a top coat on the end. And then we have got a family of 5 clocks of a similar feel. They will all, yeah, this sun stayed. This sun stayed where it was meant to be. They're all in the areas they're meant to be. But congratulations on 34 years with your Neil as well. All right. Almost like different stage of sunset it is. So we are going to do the same thing, which is put our clear resin on. And we know from the lesson of the other one is the reason we do this is because we're going to try and protect some of these undercolours. Undercolours? The bases. Oh my word. You know what I mean. Delicately around my hole. We don't want to put resin in my hole like we did last time. But again, a bit of latex or some Vaseline will stop it. Or, you know, let it fall through and get your Dremel drill out. Thank you so much, Kendra. When we get to the final stage, it'll pop. So with this one, we are going to be adding a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, but then we are going to use the raspberry and the red. And that's what's going to give us, I believe, that warm, glowy feeling. And it's going to take this image, I think, to the next level. Hence why you do layers. 1, because you get the depth and movement, but 2, you get all these different colours bleeding into each other or coming through and complementing each other. Yeah, but again, it's your image. You can stop at however many layers you want. Now this is like icing a cake. We're going all the way around. So the next step is going to be get rid of your bubbles. And the reason we're getting rid of our bubbles is 1, because we don't like bubbles, but 2, it's going to heat it up and get everything to blend in with each other. I can't wait to catch up on all this chat, you know. I hope that you all looked after. I'm sure that Paula's doing an amazing job. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about the noise. Absolutely heaps of bubbles. That's because I whisked it really quickly. All right, then come in with torch. All right. Now I am going to, what colours are we going to start with, Sharon? Well, I am going to start with the yellow. I'm going to work backwards again. So, Paula is doing an amazing job. I knew she would. Amazing. It has made it so much easier for me, Paula. Thank you so, so much. So we are going to start with the yellow. And then what we'll do is we'll add our tones through, which is our oranges. And just stay around sort of this area with these. And then we'll come and add that nice pink and red. And hopefully it'll be dramatic. So this is where you do have to, in my opinion, take your time now. So if I only work on one board and I have to mix some more resin, that's what I will do, because I do not want to ruin this piece at this stage. But what's the worst that can happen? We put a different layer on. Okay, so a little bit of resin, lots of bubbles. We all know the reason. I mixed it quick because my Neil was there and he was hot and he distracted me. All right, a little blob of that yellow. And this is where we have fun. This is where I really feel like you're painting with your resin and your stick. Congratulations, 36 years, Alison. All right, so a little bit of yellow. And I zigzag mine. I don't know if you noticed that, from the side and down. Now, when you're trying to create depth, you want it thicker here, and then it goes thinner as it gets to this side here. And again, it all just adds to that illusion and that suggestion of distance. And again, we don't want to overwork it. And I'm coming down to where the horizon line is, and we're just going to still see it coming through, but we're just going to start to cover it a little bit, because we will come back and paint that in. But I just want to bring a little bit of balance again here. And we will come back and add a little bit of white and a little bit of the buttermilk into the ocean to start bringing through that reflection. Watch where you're going with your colours now. And that's to Sharon. That's not to you all, because I'm sure you're probably neater than me. All right, up here, a little bit more. Zigzag it a little bit, not a lot. And then that's going to be it for this yellow for the top. We are just going to try and blend that in a little bit. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of that yellow, orange to the yellow. I'm just cleaning off my stick as we go to try and reduce the amount of clear up that I will have. Well, I'm hoping that me and my Neil will be able to get married in September in Vegas. So who knows, if you're over in America, I might see you. Or I am planning on letting people see it as well, because there is a link people can watch. So we add our marigold. We add our orange into our yellow to create our own sort of tones and drag those pigments back. It's because my yellow was called marigold and I just got confused. And again, we're just going to have a suggestion of those clouds coming down. I don't want to go too crazy with the orange and yellow. I really want this one to be more about the raspberry and the red. We're just creating again a little bit of movement in that ocean rather than it just being flat, and we're just trying to mirror the top all the time, and especially cover that part where it fell down the hole. Alright, so I can't use these colours anymore, so I'm going to pop that to one side. We may come back to it. Oh, Vegas, baby, right down the street. Yeah, we're booked for September. I just hope that we will be allowed to go over there. 43 years. Oh, 42 years on the 40th. 43 in December. There you go. Got there in the end. All right, raspberry. I only need really 2 scoops of my resin. Not a lot there at all. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, so we're introducing a new colour now, which is the raspberry. So the raspberry's got a tiny little bit of that red colour coming through, so that's going to blend in beautifully, in my opinion. Just a little dab of it. Get that through. So many nice chats going on. Alright, oh, out of focus for you there. Alright, this is where we're going to get some nice warmth coming into it. Alright, but a bit more restraint again. So, let's start dragging that through. This is the part I really enjoy. And we're going to try and not cover up the purpley blue, but we are going to try and just get some of the wispiness of these clouds coming through. Now, as you get to the top, you want your clouds to be coming more down, just to help with that illusion of depth and them travelling. So similar to what we did before, almost like straight down. But I am going to bring a little bit down here, just to give a nice little pop. bring some of that through here. And then when we get our heat gun, we'll see where we are with, do we need to add any more to those clouds, or are we done? Because there's no purple there as well on this one, it's just this coming through. You'll still get that dark coming through. Just trying to get rid of that colour there, it looks a little bit browny to me. Just talking to myself, aren't I? Alright, and again, you're always trying to just balance the top. And then, once we've done this, I'm going to then see about adding some reflection in there. Alright, I might just add a tiny little bit more of the... I'm going to add a little bit of the red now. And that's the one we do have to be quite restrained with. Alright, where's your cup, Sharon? I stood there like a startled headlight thinking, where's my cups? Where are my cups? Alright, so that's the tiniest of little bits. And this is going to be the blood red that we're adding in. Just gonna add, oh, I need a little bit more clear in there. All right. So a little bit of blood red, very restrained with this. Oop. Oop. Oh. Very restrained. So slap it into your sunset like I just did then. That's not what you want to happen, is it? We can rescue it, don't worry. We've got plenty of clear left. We'll pretend nobody saw that. But it's what happens in real life situations. Alright, so I think I'm just going to leave it at this. I am going to try and damage deal with this. All I'm doing is getting my finger in and then wiping it off and just trying to tease it out a little bit. And then we can always add clear to get rid of any more, but see, problem fixed. All right, need a little bit into the ocean. Just to balance it up. A little bit coming down the side here. If you do get your dark areas to the bottom or the side, that also helps bring your eye to the main feature, which hopefully will be the dolphins. And the palm trees that I added this time. Quite excited to be showing you the palm trees that I've added. Alright, so I'm going to stop it. I'm going to change my gloves because I am a mess. And we're going to get the heat onto it and try and be restrained when we're applying the heat. Alrighty. My hands are swelling up from the heat of wearing these gloves. Oh, I think I might need to get large next time. Oh, it's like my hands don't fit in the gloves. All right, does anybody else have that problem if you've been working with resin all day and you're always wearing these gloves? All righty. Sweaty palms. yeah, I finally got them on. All right, so let's get our heat onto here and be very restrained. We're only sticking to it to the cloud. I'm going to do a little bit of a blow over. We're just going to try and get the clouds to look quite fluffy. Okay, I like it, but I just want to add a little bit more. Let me get rid of that one there. It's going a bit low for my liking, and there. I'm going to add a little bit more red and pink. I probably went a little bit light there, but we're not far off. We are not far off at all. And we've still got that cheeky little blue coming through, which is what we want. But if I put the dark on the top and then the pink underneath, and then that, hopefully what that is giving you is the illusion that it's the sun reflecting underneath. It's all about tricking the mind. Alright. A little bit there. A bit there. And then what I'm going to do is come in just with the orange and yellow again. Alrighty, here we go with the heat again. I haven't started mine yet, Paul. Alison, I was hoping to get mine done today, but all the prep for this, it took over. And cleaning my silicone stuff. Alright, just trying to get some sense of movement in these clouds. I like to blow it in slightly different directions until I sort of get a feeling that I enjoy. Alright, I like that. It is quite angelic. What I am going to do though is just clear my sun a little bit. A bit of clear there will fix that right up. Just touch up the parts that you're not enjoying as much. Seems to be a little bit too much blue coming through there still for me. I'm just gonna swipe my stick up a little bit. It's almost like you're skimming it. Got my flat and then a little bit more red, and that's it. Sorry if you're hearing me breathing while I'm leaning in like this. Trying to make sure I don't flick anything on the other paintings I've done. Alrighty, happy with that. So, happy with just checking my balance of the water. Sorry, overworking it, Sharon. Step away from the art. Oh, just adding a bit more pink here. And then we are coming through and we are going to be adding a little bit of shimmer now. Alright, so we've finished with the colour. I'm now going to come back and we are going to add a little bit of the buttermilk. Buttermilk. And white, just for our reflection in the sun. Just a suggestion. Oh no, when I said oh no, a little bit of red paste had gone onto my cup. All right, so buttermilk it is. So this is where you start to drag your eye down into the water to make it look like the sun is rippling, but I love the emotion in that sky there. I just love it. It seems very dramatic. I like drama sometimes. All right, so a little bit of the buttermilk. A little bit, she said. And I'm in the wrong place. Come on, Sharon. All right, let's fix that. There we go. So we're just gonna make it look that way. Shove the little white over there. Luckily, because we've got it all clear on there, it's done it. And we're just gonna start to drag your eye down. Oh, look at that as well. Oh, come on, Sharon. Keep control of your little blobs of white. All right. Because there's so much clear on there, you can just keep going until you're happy. And I do have some clear left as well. So if you did lose control of it, that's what you'd do. You'd bring a little bit of clear in there and sort of bring it back. But that is starting to, in my opinion, have the basis of the ocean moving. Oh, not finishing my sentences, am I? All right, well, welcome to everybody that's not been here before. Thank you so much for your support. For the people that's been here the whole time, thank you so much for your support. For people that's joining, thank you so much. I hope that this will answer some questions. If you've not got time to watch it all through now, I understand. We all have a lot going on in our world. But hopefully you'll be able to watch it on backplay. Backplay, is that what I'm trying to say? Where's that come from? All I'm doing here is I could see some of my clouds were tripling down a little bit and I didn't want that. So I'm just brushing it to one side and just making it look like it's disappearing that way. And that's a hot tip for you right there. Blending it in with clear until I'm happy. Just trying to get some of those tones. Almost like blurry a little bit. So it's less defined. All right, so I'm going to leave this one as it is. I'm just going to go over it with a torch, and I have enough clear to just wrap it around my end one. So you're going to get to see the end result before we do the stage of painting it in. But I want to do it so I don't waste any resin. I hope that makes sense. Just going to quickly torch. And I can see an awful air in there, so I'm going to get that hair out. Let me get my little toothpick to get that out. There we go. Just getting rid of a few dust particles. Not that it really matters because we will be doing another layer on it, but I'll go whatever that is. Sorry, there's something stuck in my thing and I'm just trying to get them out. All right, so that's okay. Thank you so much for coming. Right, so what we are going to do now is I am going to take the last stage and we're going to do that now. So this is what we're going to do next, paint this on. But I need to do that now because I've got clear resin. So the next stage would be to do that, paint that on. But what we're going to do is put that to rest safely. And I'm now going to bring this one in. And we are going to put the clear coat resin over it. So this stage I'm going to do afterwards. But I just want to, I hope I'm making sense. Let me know. So we are going to come in after I've put my clear coat on top of here to cover my palm trees. Not to cover my palm trees. What I'm trying to say. I've got one more one there, which I'm going to do, which shows you how I paint this piece on. But I want to use my resin and not let it go. So this is what you're going to see me do. How I paint my dolphins, how I paint my palm trees, and how I give the suggestion of the waves. That's what you're going to see me do next. But I'm going to use this resin before it all goes, and I am just going to add in there some Rebel Glitter, which is the ignition white dust, just to give it a sparkle. Now this one is going to be for the wonderful Paula, our wonderful moderator, to say thank you so much for your help. She's going to put the clock mechanisms on herself because she's good that way. I'm going to send this one over to you, Paula, so watch out for this. But what we are going to do is I've just added that ignition dust into it. We're going to give it a little mix. Not little mix the group, but a little mix. And make sure that this has got brilliant coverage. And then the last thing is you're going to get to see me paint the acrylics sunset on this. Alrighty. So there is going to be a lot of bubbles in here again. Now I painted this this afternoon. It was fun to paint, but the dolphins were an absolute pain for me. And it was only because of the size of this piece. Alrighty, so let me just get it on and then we'll rub it around. And then we'll make sure we've got rid of air bubbles and everything like that, because this is going to be the finished product. They're all sat towards the back of my greenhouse tent, so there should be very, very, very little chance of there getting dust in there. Let me just rub this around. But I think these are going to make stunning clocks. I think that a little bit of heaven, a little bit of beach. All right, so let me again try not to get resin in my hole. And I think I've said it many a time, you could put latex in there, or you could put Vaseline around, just going around the edges. You might not be able to see that that glitter is just stunning. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it there, but what I'm going to do, thank you so much, Shelley. All right, so gloves off again, but I won't need any more, only for cleaning up, because we're on acrylics after this. Yes. All right, final stage. Just going to get my final gloves on. Bye. Thank you so much for shopping by. Patricia, thank you so much. Oh, Paula, you have helped me absolutely amazing. I would not have been able to do this. I'm going to ask a couple more members if they want to help out, so it's not all on you. I was going to ask Alison as well for future, but Paula, you are doing a stellar job, and I just want to say sincere thank you. I would not have been able to do this without you. So just going to come in with all right, you probably can't see it here, but that glitter is just stunning. You've got to trust me that there's glitter in there. On my video that I release where I show you the step-by-step tutorial on this, you will get to see it, and I'll show you in its full glory. Just going to make sure there's no holes or no bits in here. Going to make sure it's lovely for the wonderful Paula. If I do get anything on it, Paula, I'll give it another flush coat for you. All right, so I'm going to move this one out of the way, and we are now going to bring in, I'm going to show you how I now create that image. So we are going to attempt to paint it on now with acrylics. So they are all there, safe. We did number 1, we did number 2, we did number 3, and now we've just given the top coat to number 5. But number 4 is going to be us painting on the clocks. So what I am going to do... Oh, have we lost something? All right. I think we're okay. What I'm going to do is just have a little tidy up, if that's okay. And while I'm tidying up, you can ask any questions or look at my hair again. And then what we're going to do is go back and paint the acrylics. Is this going to be high enough? Let's have a little look. Just going to rotate you through. All right, we're on the last stage. There is no more resin to be done today. So the good thing is I can leave these now for tomorrow. And we can clear that up tomorrow. And I am going to clear my pigments away. And we are going to clear the leftover resin. So 100ml, I still had that little bit left. So you don't need a lot of resin at all for those. And we are good to go with acrylics. So are you all interested in staying on and watching the acrylics still? How I paint on my tropical little sunset-y thing. I'm just going to have to work out how I am going to be able to do this and see. Because there's a lot of resin on here, so I need to get rid of the resin because we don't want to be touching resin when we've got bare skin. Just tidying away a little bit. Soz. Alright, so you're interested in that. Alright, sorry, I'm getting my face right in your screen there. So what I might do, no, I can still leave you there. Alright, what I'm going to do then is remove my gloves, thank the Lord, because they're sweating, and I am going to rotate you around, and I'm going to bring you in for the acrylic drawing stage. Alright, bear with me. Just lowering you down, avert your eyes. I might have to do you at an angle this way, only so that I can stay in control of what I'm painting. So I'm just going to bring, I can move that out of the way now. See, only that amount of drip off from 5 paintings. That's not too bad, is it? I want to put it somewhere where I'm not going to be... So this angle might seem very strange for you. I do apologise. It's just so that I can get my hands in here and actually paint okay. I'm just going to give my hands just a little wipe down. And I've got my water ready. And I've got my colours ready. So with this stage here, this is where you're going to bring your horizon. And a little bit of that fine detail, but mainly it's going to be the dolphins, and mainly it's going to be creating the suggestion of waves. You don't have to do this part, and you can stick on silhouettes if you've got a lovely cricket joy or anything like that, or you can paint them. Sorry, just trying to make sure there's no obvious resin there. But we are going to go and have some fun now. So I'm going to use just a little bit of the violet again, and we're going to paint across the border of, not the border, the horizon. I just do this because I enjoy it that way. You don't have to do it that way. This is just my process, and I'm going to show that with you. Okay, and then I have not seen chat whatsoever, Paul, and I'm so sorry. I hope it's not been too stressful for you. So most of my paint is going to go on to the masking tape. The reason I do that, it just helps me control it a little bit. Now most of this purple will disappear. It's going to be under the reds and the oranges that we're going to paint, but it's just going to help bring that horizon back and make it look more distant. You can use whatever colour you want. You can paint it as thick as you want. Most of it, as I say, is going to have red going over it and orange. And I've realised I can't really say a sentence when I'm in the middle of doing something. I like at the edges it's normally more prominent. You kind of hold your breath at this point and you think, don't ruin it, but you're not going to ruin it. If you mess up with acrylic, you just get a little wet towel and you wipe it off and you're back to your original resin. So have fun, play. And when you do that top coat that I just did before this, oh, don't put that in resin, you're going to find that, putting it on the wrong way, it just makes it all pop again because acrylic goes really dull. Alright, so we're just bringing our horizon back in there. And now I'm going to have a little bit of fun. go on a little journey with it, and I'm going to introduce some orange and red across that horizon line. Oh, Big Bear, thank you so much. Oh, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's given me a thumbs up as well. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to bring in two colours now, orange red and a red. I've got no chance of seeing what you're saying now, anybody, because my camera's at an angle. I'm going to start with my orange first, and I'm just going to go, you know, randomly let my brush do the talking, just so that on the very far horizon, it looks like either there's clouds in the real distance. And you can overwork it. What you've got to do is just know when to walk away. I'll keep lifting it up and having a look. I'm not doing a perfectly straight line or anything like that. I'm just brushing it over. And what that'll do is that'll dilute some of that purple as well, and it'll start to blend in a little bit. And then I'm going to pick it up and see if I'm happy. And if I've ruined it, I'll wipe it off. And then I'm just going to transfer some of that orange down into the ocean, back and forth a little bit, just for that balance that we talk about. It's a little bit too much there. And wipe it off. It's like rinse and repeat. Alright, so I'm just going to keep holding it up. That's a trick that you do. Don't worry that it's matte, because when you put your resin over there, that's going to come back and start to see, do I like that? Do I not? Has it added value? Has it removed value? Because there's a lot of detail on the clouds here, I don't need to build anything up there. I've done that before. If I couldn't get my resin to play and give me the details there, what I would do is add some more of these cloud formations, but we're in a good place. Alright, the red. Just going over the same areas again and randomly, and then that way you'll have some of the orange showing, or you'll have some of the red showing, and bringing it down into that ocean. So it sort of blurs out the horizon line, but it's still there. That's my reasoning anyway. How are you all finding seeing this part? Is this interesting for you? Let me know your thoughts. I can't read necessarily what you're saying right now, but I will be going back and checking afterwards, and I'm trying to get the right formula. I mean, how are you enjoying this Blue Peter style? Is it adding value for you? Are you enjoying hearing what it is that goes through my mind when I'm doing this kind of stuff? It really helps me understand, so if you can let me know that would be amazing. So I'm just going to try now and frame the edges here a little bit, just in the corners. And that is just means just in the corners there and there, just to help draw your eye into the middle of where that sunset's going to be. Well, where it is, because it's already there. Okay, just a bit too much there. Alright, so there's a couple of red marks I'm not liking, so I'm just going to take those back. So that's there. Just went a little bit too far. It's all just a bit of stand back, have a little look. How are you liking it? So that one kind of doesn't make sense to me there. Just going to flatten it out a little bit. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I don't know if you can see that. Right there, the light's not going to be really great for you. Alright, so now I'm going to work on my reflection. So I believe I've done with the orange and the red. I'm now going to come down into the ocean and give you a few suggestions of where the waves are. So with this part, it's important that you don't overcommit. You only need like half a dozen of these for it to make it pop. But these are the things that I think take your painting from a good painting to a great painting. So I've just got a little bit of yellow on my brush. And I just basically want it to kiss in this area where the waves are going to be. And very, very lightly, just letting it touch, and wherever it touches, let it drag. You have to keep putting like paint on your brush, and this is where we're going to highlight where the sun area is allegedly reflecting onto the ocean. But it's just this little kind of thing here that I think makes it all pop. And again, you're not wanting to cover too much of it, but you start to get that illusion that the ocean has got a little bit of reflection from the sun and movement, and there's that nice little twinkle in the water. And again, if you overcommit, you just wipe it off, but you're letting the resin still be the hero of your piece. Sometimes you put it on and it's nice, but then you drag your brush back and you're like, no, I've lost it. All right, so I'm going to sit at just that with the yellow, and now I'm going to add a little bit of the white. Oh, do you know what? There has been hours, because if you imagine how much time I've given to you all and I've just done one layer, I've repeated this layer 4 times. So there's been a lot, but I think it's worth it because I think you all want to know this, and I wanted to do something other than Jesmonite, and hopefully people will add value, see value in this for many months to come. So, you know, what you can do to help me is thumbs up and share this video, because the more my video gets shared, the more the algorithm helps me by promoting other videos. But I just want people to learn and have fun, and there's some basic things with art, and I'm not professionally trained or anything like that. You don't have to, you know, somebody might say what you're doing is wrong, but this is just how I paint and it helps me. So we're just starting to highlight a little bit more. So we've added like the lemon yellow again. So we're trying not to overcommit, because we are going to be coming down with the white as the final pop there. All right, I think that's it for the lemon. And then a little bit of the white just in this area here, just to make that part really pop. Hello everybody and welcome. Oh, I've just squirted. I'm not going to be able to get that back in my tube, am I? Oh dear me. That's when I was trying to read what was happening in chat. All right, so again, trying not to overcommit. And then I think what we'll do is I'm going to start with the palm trees. I love doing palm trees. I've only just started doing them on my last pieces, but I love them. Oh, a bit too much white there. And you're trying to keep this sort of in a straight line down from where the sunset is. I'm trying to just help with that illusion of reflection. So I'm going to leave that as that is there. I think there's enough nice little reflection there. I've got at least a little bit more time I can reflect on it, because I'm not putting the top coat on it tonight. Sorry, just adding a few more. Yeah, that's it. All right. So some easy things we'll do to start with is I am going to now add some easy things. So to start with, I'm going to add, I'm going to do my palm trees because I want that to dry, and then we'll go and add our dolphins. So we're going to have 2 palm trees. One is going to be sticking out a little bit. They're going to be similar to the other ones, they're not going to be identical, and we are going to then add in 2 trees, 3 birds and 3 dolphins. All right, I've just got to make sure that I'm not going too low on my battery. All right, here we go. This is where you have to take a deep breath and not be too worried that you're going to ruin anything. Because what's the worst that can happen? You get some water on it and you wash it off and you start again. But we're going to create a tropical little, looks like nothing to start with, doesn't it? We're going for silhouettes. Alright. Does that make anybody nervous painting over? Oh, I've just remembered something I should have done first, which is my waves. Alright, so I'm going to quickly wipe that off. I got one step ahead of myself there. Very, very excited. At least you get to see how I correct it now. So it worked out good really, didn't it? Alright, let's wipe that bad boy off. See how easy that was? Alright, I forgot to show you how to give you the illusions of waves crashing. So I normally do them in sets of 3. You don't have to, you don't even have to do this, but I like to trick the mind a little bit with the waves. So we'll come in and I've got a little bit of the purple, so the violet that I was working with, and I feel that there's going to be a big wave breaking here. So all you're doing is tricking the mind again, and you're just going to add a dark area here, and it's going to get thinner at the edges and everything like that, and you start to get an illusion of a wave sort of crashing. So I'll add a few little tones into that, a little bit of the red, a little bit of the yellow and white, and that just helps to trick the mind. All right, let me see here. Thank you everybody that is watching. Anybody that just has to go, Tati, thank you so much for being a part of this session. I'm glad you enjoyed it and felt safe. Over here then, I'm going to have another one, I reckon just here. Maybe not as big as the other one. We'll pretend it's slightly further away. And it's just going to disappear there. And you just lift them up and have a little look. Does that work for you? Does it not? There you go. It almost got 2 waves now rolling in. Did you ever think doing waves would be that easy? Did you ever think that would be so easy to do the illusion of waves? Alright, and then a tiny little one here, but I have a feeling it's going to get covered up by the palm tree. But if we do it, and it isn't, then at least we've got it in for some depth. Just didn't want it too big. Alright, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to make the centre part a little bit bigger. Just to make it look like it's got a little bit of height there. Alright, that's good, good, in my opinion. Going to come in with a little bit of the red. Some of this I put it on and then I take it off, but it just, you just want it to kiss little areas of it where it's like the water's breaking. I want it to look like it's a little bit disturbed, just like Sharon. Little joke there, did you get it? I'm so sorry that I am not engaging with you, but I'm sure Paula is just doing an amazing job at being the hostess with the mostess for you all. And I just work backwards and forwards with the colours until I get the balance that I'm happy with. And there is no science to mine, it just happens. Well, there's a little bit of science. Just backwards and forwards until you find something that works for you. So I want that one to be disappearing into the water a bit more. So I'm just going to keep playing with it that way. Okay, that's nice. And then I don't really need much there. I'm going to try a little bit at the top of the, don't want to put the orange there. Yes, I do. I want to put a little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow just at the top. Just make it look like it's hugging it a little bit where the foam would be. Now, I know foam wouldn't be this colour. I know that. But in my tropical island, this is just to help with that illusion of the foam. You just want it to sort of kiss or highlight certain areas. You don't want it to be solid. Just, it's like you keep going backwards and forwards until it finally touches it. And then you hope you got the right amount. And keep stepping back and having a look at it. Okay, that went too heavy, so you just get your brush. Thin it out. Nice. And then a tiny little bit. Just kissing here. And you can always highlight it a little bit when it's dried with white. But that's what I'll do. The very final stage I'll do. Alright. And then I need a few little bit of red waves like we did here with the yellow and the white. We're going to do a little bit with the red. And again, very restrained, but just to give you that illusion again of that water moving. She says very restrained, and then she slaps on a massive one. Okay, come on, Sharon. It's very nerve-wracking when you're just trying to get it to touch because you're just literally dropping it and hoping that it's going to pick it up. Alright, so I think that's enough there. I just need to wipe that area there where I wiped off my... Just touch it in water and get rid of it because you can see where the acrylic was rubbed off just then. It's left like a little stain, so I'm just going to go in there and get rid of the little stain. I can always touch it up tomorrow before I put the final top coat on. Alright, dry that off. Sorry, it's out of camera angle for you, but I don't know if this helps you seeing how you paint on resin in this detail. I love it. Something I encourage people to do, mixed media. Alright, now back to the trees. Alright. Yeah, for people that have just joined, this might look really strange for you, but we did a Blue Peter style and we've had a project of 5 and this is where we're up to now. So I am now coming in and doing my palm tree and I'm referencing my photo that's just ahead on the completed image that's going to Paula to say thank you for her help today. And we'll do this again. So we almost do like a vertical stick because it's hanging out there. And we're going to start coming in with our branches. And don't be afraid to reference some photos on Tinternet, palm tree shapes or anything like that. Always refer. It's what I do. If I've not done one before, at the minute I'm working on a turtle, so I've been referencing a turtle photo. It doesn't mean to say you're not a good artist. We just need to reference sometimes. Alright, where am I going? Make one look like it's coming underneath there. I like this part. I tell my little stories in my head of if I was laying on the beach, where would this be? Alright. I love it because it's like, right, I'm just going to wreck my painting that I've just done. You're like, no, not really. It is important though that you clean your brush fairly regularly because mine's going quite clumpy now. Who wants a margarita while they're sat on the beach? I've got the others to finish, yeah I do. But what I am going to do, Alison, is create another like tutorial video of it. So hopefully people that will be able to paint along with me. Alright, just getting my leaves flicking around. Okay. Has anybody painted palm trees before? Let me know in the chat if you have. Alright, let me have a look. Me. Oh, thank you everybody. I'm seeing a little bit of chat in there. There's been so many kind words. Thank you. You don't need to drink though. You can still enjoy the sunset with me with a nice cooled iced water. Alright, where's my other branches going? We're going to start going up, I think. Because it's my palm tree, it can go where it wants to. So glad I remembered to paint my leaves. Oh, we're nearly there. Nearly there with palm tree number 1. Okay. Oh, that's a bit. This palm tree is a bit bigger than my other one. Yeah, no, I don't like that one. I'm going to take that one off. Nah, I'm going to leave it. It's going to work. Doesn't have to be the same, does it? I feel like I'm like missing out on the live chat with you all. I do apologise. Hope you don't mind. We'll do a Jesmonite next week to balance it up so you can sort of see me and my pigtails. Alrighty, and then just one more maybe that way. Let me just clear my brush if it's going a bit thick. There will be cocktails. I'll have to come over to Isle of Wight, I reckon. Alright, palm tree number 1. Alright, palm tree number 1, and then we'll just have a couple of leaves coming out this way as though there is another palm tree. We wanted a nice shade, don't we? So there's another palm tree just coming out here. My paint's clumping a bit. Time to add more. And then I'm hoping that the dolphins are going to be kind to me because they weren't kind earlier. They didn't want to be small, they wanted to be big. And I'm like, I really struggled. Not to paint the dolphin, but to paint the dolphins in proportion to where it should be. Alright, we'll have one leaf coming down here. You all still with me? You all sticking with me to the end on this one? Sincere thank you if you are. Alright. Alrighty. I think one more little branch and then I'm not going for shadings or light on here at all. It is purely just going to be the silhouette. I want the hero to be the sunset, but just this part here, just adding to, hopefully. The splendour of the piece and the tranquility. Oh, that wasn't good. Right, just correcting that part there. Didn't like that. I was going to say my stick, but my brush went a little bit cray-cray. Had a mind of itself. All right. I could do down the sides there as well. All right, we're going to position our 3 birds. Who's still with me? Oh, still 71 people there. Well done, thank you, people. All right, let me show you the palm trees though. That's where we're at there. My 3 birds, I'm going to have them on there. Might not be able to see the birds. One there. And maybe one in the distance there. So we've added our 3 birds. Now, the dolphins. What brand resin pigment are you using? I am using, or I used, Resin Art pigments. I think I showcased you them all. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Right, dolphins. Here we go. We can do this. Dolphins be kind. So I am going to get myself a very small brush now. Just because of the control I want. So this one is a number 2, and I am going to have one. Just going to make sure I've got no crap on my hands. All right, dolphin number 1 is going this way. I'm holding my breath while I do this. Ooh. It's so small to paint it. And I'm trying not to lean on my trees. Well, I don't know if that's a dolphin or a fish, but let me just work on it a little bit more and then I'll show you dolphin number 1. Oh, I can hear a pin drop. It's gone very quiet, hasn't it? It should be, I think I should play my bird music. Oh, I don't think he looks like a dolphin. All right, I'm going to tweak him about. I don't like it. It's just a bit too fat. All right. Apologies, Mr. Dolphin. Your composition was right, but you were just too fat. All right. No harm done. Let me just check I get that off. Hey Siri, play the sound of birds. All right, see if that's going to inspire me.
Here's Forest.
All right, let me check I've got the water off there. All right, now I feel I'm in nature. I might be inspired. All right, come on, Sharon, you've got this. It's because my hands are all dirty. I'm scared to touch it. That's my excuse. All right, let's see if I do it this way. All right, come on. I'm going to do a curve to the body. as he's jumping in the ocean. He's got his little nose coming out there. Alright, and then he's got his little fin. Alright, and then we've got his little tail going there. And then his little fin coming down there. Alright, we have a dolphin. Felt like I was giving birth to it. Where is the bird? Oh no, sorry, I had to feel one with nature. Alright, so his fin is slightly thinner that way. Semi-dolphin. Oh dear, his fin's a little bit big. Alrighty, I think he's thin. His nose area, I don't like his nose area. Oh dear me, if I could just hold it up, it would be so much easier. I find working on it flat like this not the best. Sorry. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. Alright. Just gonna get his tail off and that fin off. He's a disappearing dolphin now. Alrighty. Don't worry people, no dolphins were killed in the process of this video, I swear. I think I've self-taught myself out of the dolphins from doing the ones earlier today. Alrighty. I'm going to blank you all out for a little bit and just immerse myself in this. I'm so sorry, people that are thinking, what is going on here? Not a lot at the minute. Alright, you can do it, Sharon. Curve it around. Alright. This fin. Alright. I think that one will pass for me. For people who are dolphin lovers out there, if it's not anatomically correct for you, I apologise. Alright. Do we pass it as one? This one is a 2. Sharon said this one is a 2. Yeah. I'm mistyping. I am just off with the fairies trying to get this. I've done it again. I've done something really weird to his head. I added an extra line that didn't need to be there. Alright. Come on, Shaz. I'm trying to get them very similar to the ones I've done, and I think that's probably where I'm making a mistake as well. I can always sit on the dolphin, well, not literally sit on the dolphins, but I can see how I feel about them in the morning, and if I really don't like them, I'll just take them off and work on them again when there's no pressure of feeling like I'm holding people up. There's just something about the tails I'm just not happy with. Just a bit too big. Does anybody else struggle when they're working on anything and it's about sizes? Like, because I'm working on something that's so small, I find it very restricting. Compared to if I was doing it on big, I'd probably be able to get it in go number 1. Alright, at the minute they look like they're suspended in air, but what I am going to show you very soon is how we're going to ground them and create that ripple effect. This one's going to be diving into the water. Hopefully he'll be a bit kinder to me. Alright. Looks like it's got a very big big nose. I'll have to sort that one out. Whew! Alright. Alright, so what we are going to do now is we got our 3 suggestions of dolphins. If I'm not really happy in the morning, I'll wipe them off and I'll start again. But for the purpose of this, I'm now going to show you how I'm going to ground them into the water now by adding a suggestion of where they've jumped out of the water. Now again, this is a fantasy piece. Oh, I've just got to fix that up his nose. It looks like he's got a bullhorn. Looks like a dog now. Oh, Shazza, leave it. What I'm going to show you is, as I still fiddle with these, tell me to step away from it, is how you create the illusion of them being in water now. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the red. And I know that, you know, your water wouldn't be like this, and you probably wouldn't see it this far out, and it wouldn't have the kind of colours that I'm painting in here. I know that, but it's my magical island, and I'm going to create a little bit of shadow or ripple where said dolphins or weird creatures I've painted are jumping out of the water. So I start with my red and very gently, try not to overcommit, I'm going to do a red. Then I'm going to come in with a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, and then we'll drag a bit of yellow down to make it look like it is the water that's sort of moving. Again, you may have your own way of doing this, that's absolutely fine, but I just keep working it until I'm happy. I just don't want it to be one particular colour. I want it to be a mixture to make it look like it's splashing or rippling. So I'm just coming in with a bit of red and just kissing the resin. And I'm going to come in with my yellow, which is going to be this yellow, which is just the oxide yellow. And again, trying to just kiss it a little bit, just to make it blend in with water, but make it look like there's that little bit of movement. And then if I've overcommitted, I'd add a little bit more red. Alright, but what I am now going to do is the lemon yellow, so the white yellow, and I know that if the sun was facing the angle it is, you wouldn't see it. I'm taking the tiniest little bit on my brush, tiniest little bit, and I'm just going to drag it up from the water with a suggestion of the dolphin has come out of the water. Oh, a little bit too much on my brush there. You just want to create some organic splash feeling. It's the detail that makes the difference. And again, you might not want to do this. I get that. Alright. Do a bit more around there. And then we're going to drag some off the tail of the weird dolphins I've created. Just drag it down a little bit to make it look like water is coming off the tail. And you don't have to put a lot on it, just to give that idea that there's, oh, that's a lot there. Don't put a lot on it, she slaps it on. Alright, I'm just a bit more red because I want it to look like it's splashing in the middle. And you just build it up until you're happy and until your brain's been tricked a little bit to look like there's a suggestion of water. Very last thing, I just want to put some more there. And then we are good to go. We sort of, oh, it's a bit much that. Alright. So then it sort of gives you that illusion there that the dolphins have jumped out the water. So we've got our palm trees, our 3 birds and our 3 dolphins and that ripple, and that's roughly what I do. You can perfect it until you're happy, and then that's when I came and did the final layer where we added the, ooh, can't see it, the top coat. So we originally did that one, that is curing nicely, so tomorrow we'll be able to take it to this level, and then from that level there we took it to that level. And then from that level there, we took it to that level. And then from that level there, we added our top coat with the glitter on it. So they're all going to be curing nicely. And I think it's time for me to sort of say, wind this one up, because you have all been absolutely amazing. Oh, you're getting to see a sneak peek of my coming piece. He's cute, isn't he? But before I go, I'm going to give you one last look at my stupid hair. And I am going to tidy this up and say, have a look to see what questions I may have missed. Just bear with me while I get this on. And oh, all right, so what have I missed? Let me come down here and see before we go. You can see them all in there. So painting those dolphins was very, very hard on such a small scale. Thank you, sincere thank you to Paula for at last minute doing this with me and for me. Thank you to all the members of my channel. If you want to become a member and see behind the scene what I'm working on, or Patreon, and be involved in that. That really is a great way of thanking me. It's a leap of faith and it helps me put my channel on. There's always the option to donate if you don't want to become a member. There's a little donation tab on my YouTube. Other than that, just thumbs up, subscribe and share my content. It really helps. If you are a member and you would like to help me on any of my lives, like the wonderful Paula has, let me know and I can definitely look at adding you to that. I'm so sorry that I've not been able to engage in chat, but I believe that Paula has done an amazing job, so thank you so much. And you've got a clock coming your way as a way of saying thank you. If there's been any particular questions that's been asked and I've not answered them, or Paula or anybody's not been able to answer them, I'll try and get back to you. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I'm going to have a quick check to see if anybody's there. But if you haven't already, give me that thumbs up. It's a really great way of saying thank you, and it helps YouTube keep putting my channel out there. And I just want to say, watch out for the video, so I've still got to go back and do another 4 layers of all these to bring them up to speed, but I will show you them all in their glory with the clock mechanism in there, but that'll be a video. And then if you do want to see me doing any more tutorials like the Blue Peter one, here's one I prepared earlier, let me know and I'll continue to do that. If you want to see other things on my lives, I've done Jesmonite. It's really quick and rewarding to do that. But yeah, just let me know what you think, what you want. I hope you didn't mind hanging out with me and seeing the whole process in Blue Peter style. And I hope you understand the importance, in my opinion, of layering. And you put up with my hair, so it's time to take it out now. I can let it down, clean up, rest. I'm going to have a cup of tea. But much love to you all. I'll speak to you later. And it's been a blast for you hanging out with me. See you later. Bye. Thank you, Paula.